Welcome cruisers to the MSC Seashore Review. Here we will go over both the good and bad of our cruise. So grab a seat and get comfy. The boarding process is chaotic at first, so get ready to be herded like cattle. However, it does get easier towards the end. The ship interior has beautiful features, although I wouldn't say there is something completely unique. Nonetheless, it still is pretty. The ship can contain 5,632 passengers, so when I give a comparison, I'm comparing to similar sized ships on both Carnival and Royal Caribbean and Disney. I'm going to be honest and admit my first day with MSC started off on the wrong foot. If you think you're safe by booking through MSC directly, guess again. They changed my dining time from 5:15 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. They state they have the right to change it on guests at will, and there was a long line of pissed off people at the beginning of the day. The buffet food was okay at MSC, but it didn't have a wow factor like some of the other ships. Much of the food was overcooked except the desserts. The next segment will show an example. Here you can see the dried out meatball, some cafeteria style lasagna, overcooked beef. Indian food was fine actually, that tasted good. To be fair, this is common on cruises, but I felt this happened a lot more on MSC. The red snapper was decent, but the pasta dish had pretty bland sauce. Now, to balance my karma, since I've been non-stop criticizing, I'm going to say that the breakfast here was pretty good. Here are some examples, and I feel that they had a large variety of options. Also, I'm going to give another compliment to avoid MSC sending hitmen to my place. They did have one of the best cruise ship pizzas I've had. It really was well made. That being said, back to criticisms. Come see the smallest cups you can get on a cruise ship. This is their size compared to a salt shaker. There are multiple specialty restaurants on board, but the sushi restaurant was the most neat because you could get your sushi right off a conveyor belt. Let's go check out some onboard activities. First we'll head over to the jungle pool. 3 out of 4 monkeys approve, although I don't know how many of them actually swim. You can also find Lego figurines around the ship. Ready to slide into a good time? The water slides are nice on the ship, although not as elaborate as some other ships. Here you can see the Infinity Bridge, which is nice, and here's the walkthrough of it as well. The Infinity Pool on the same deck is really nice as well. However, there is a button on the side that if you hit, the water starts to go crazy, as you can see here. There is an arcade room with multiple games. Here you can see me mastering pinball, or not. There are traditional arcade racers, but they also had a Formula 1 racing game. This is a simulation, as you can see here, which was a lot of fun. They also had a 4D shooter experience game, which was my favorite game on the ship. Now let's transition to the balcony room. To be honest, they all seem similar when I compare different ships when buying the same in-class categories. Here's your standard bed, couch, desk, as expected. It did come with an easy to understand thermostat, so this was easy to help regulate the temperature. The bathroom included standard amenities including gel, soap, and shampoos. The floor was sloped properly, so the shower would drain properly as well. Going back to the bedroom, the TV did rotate properly, as well as did give access to HDMI ports, so if you wanted to hook your laptop directly to the TV, this was possible. Now let's start walking towards the balcony. It does give a great view and seemed adequate as well. The sliding closet did provide space that is comparable to many of the other cruise lines. Staff demeanor on MSC is less warm than usual. People are a little bit more task-oriented, so don't expect to meet the housekeeper or get towel animals. Also, if you ask questions, you may not get the most friendliest response. In short, don't expect the Disney smile vibe. However, for every example, there is a counterexample. And on the last day with the waiters, they all did get to let loose a little bit more than I've ever seen them do it before. There was dancing and singing, and it was actually quite interesting to see them. MSC Seashore uses AI elevators. You push the button for your floor and it shows you the time. As you can see, the times can vary. I personally am not a fan of AI elevators, as sometimes they can take 7 minutes, but worst case you can use the stairs as seen here. They are relatively short on this ship. Ready to party? The cruise ship has multiple nightlife and bar opportunities. The largest party on the cruise ship was definitely White Night. Everyone was dressed out and having a good time partying on the deck. The cruise director in particular had lots of energy, which was really impressive. La Rouge was a popular bar and club depending on the hour of the day, and the most popular. Brooklyn Cafe has a very chill vibe. Uptown Lounge was another bar where you could dance as well. The cruise shows on the seashore were okay. They didn't have a large production budget, but they did have a good performance. The lighting was annoying while waiting for the show. Every 20 seconds, here it is. Right in the eye. The Rock Legends performance had great vocals and a variety of leather outfits. To me, this is a sign that leather is finally coming back.
Ha! I told you leather was coming back. Yeah, leather.
The final cruise show was a variety act. They had some good low-budget performances and some very talented performers. However, the final performance was the best. This is the one that you can see here. I wanted to spend some of the time talking about the MSC Private Island, which is Ocean Cay. Overall, I'd say this island has more of a chill vibe. It doesn't have some of the elaborate features of the other cruise ship private islands, but there are still cool things to do. You will find beaches, jet skis, places to eat. Also, there are several bars along the island, and also finally you can get some ice cream as well. There seems to be multiple staff buildings for living here as well. Here is some footage from Lighthouse Bay. A lot of people ask me about how the sand quality is. There is a lot of rocks and seashells along this beach area. However, when you get close to the water, as you can see in this footage here, they start to remove it so you can walk barefoot easily in this zone. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful if planning an upcoming cruise. Please feel free to leave comments on any questions you have. Thank you.